All right, so I have to apologize. The first video got cut off because the battery of my phone, of my Android, just died. So I had to switch to my other phone to continue on this video. So what we will be doing is just make a part 1 and part 2. Now this is the second part of our Bible review of this NRSV updated edition. So moving along, our translation review. Okay, the third text that we will be comparing is Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, where it says here, but we will be focusing on the first, on rather the on the first part of the verse. Like, then God said, let us make humans in our image. Now if you take a look at the ESV on how the other English translation renders this. Now this is verse 26. Then God said, let us make, oh boy, then let us make man in our image. Now I noticed something in the footnotes of the NRSV, so I will show it to you. Now if you take a look here, let us make humans, there's a letter C here. So when we go down, let us go down at the translator's notes. Here, letter C, it says here Hebrew for Adam. So I think we should better check our Tanakh then. Okay, so here we have 26. This is the entire verse. Okay, so and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. And so if I could make a judgment call here, I think they would have rendered this closer with the Hebrew, with the Tanakh, basing it on their footnotes anyway. So I would say that this verse is closer to my Tanakh. Well, I still have other texts that I somehow chose to translate it from, like Proverbs. But what we will be doing is we will be moving on to the New Testament. Okay, so here we are with Matthew 16 verse 18, which I would like to take a look on how they would render it from the Greek text. But I chose certain verses here in the New Testament because I just wanted to see how they would render. But I will be using a different resource compared to what they actually used. They have the UBS, but I will be using my Tyndale. I'll be using my Tyndale here. Okay, so Matthew 16 verse 18, and I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it. So let's take a look. I mean, even though I have a different Greek text here compared to what they're using, let's take a look. As you can see, we are in Matthew, okay, 16, chapter 16, verse, let's move to verse 18 here. Now listen, I'm interested to compare. All right, so please bear with me. Verse 18. And I also say to you that you are Petros, Peter, and upon this Petra rock I will build of me the church, and this one is gates of Hades will not overcome it. Again, this is the Greek New Testament, sent to me also by Cambridge. To wrap this up, what can I say about this Bible? I love what I see and touch, basing on its physical appearance. The aesthetics is very inviting, telling me to pick it up. It invites me to choose this specific Bible to carry. I have discussed before of having the Apocrypha, the value of having it with the Bible and reading it, how it adds value with the biblical texts. It does fill in a lot of details. For any lovers of this translation of this NRSV, this is highly commendable, both for personal reading and also as a church companion. I can see myself bringing this also to the church every now and then. I would love to say that for Catholics, this is a really good selection to have, especially for places around the globe that uses this translation. I do know some countries that prefers the NRSV. You now have an excellent choice here. I would like to make a shout out to Brother Dwayne, one of the authority figures in apologetics here in our country. I do believe this specific edition of the NRSV is helpful for apologetics as well. Again, thank you very much for watching my video review of this specific Bible from Cambridge, the NRSV updated edition. Now, I know you have watched my previous review of the Apocrypha, a separate book from Cambridge also, that in the same translation. Now, this is the entire Bible. Now, I suggest that you take a look at this Bible. This is very wonderful to add besides having the separate Apocrypha. Now, thank you very much for watching, and God bless.